on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Abuja. My name is Oikike Igado Kure. The headlines this hour. Federal government to replace card readers ahead of 2019 elections. 35 states get fresh budget support loan from federal government. On the foreign scene, Emerson Mnangagwa sworn in as Zimbabwe's president. And in sports, Brazil international sentenced to 9 years in prison for sexual assault. Details of this in a moment. Please stay with us. In other news, the federal government has revealed plans to replace card readers in the 2019 general election with a made-in-Nigeria solar-powered electronic voting system. Executive Vice Chairman of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Mohammed Sani Haruna, gave the hint on Thursday after the National Economic Council NEC meeting. According to him, the move is to help mitigate current electronic woes. The card reader was first used in the 2015 general elections in Nigeria. The federal government has approved a fresh budget support loan facility for 35 states across the country. Each of the states will get 800 million naira, totaling 28 billion naira to meet their salaries and other obligations. The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udoma, disclosed these to State House correspondents on Thursday at the end of a meeting of the National Economic Council presided over by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo in Abuja. Udoma said the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, had been directed to effect the payment. Arrangements have been concluded to reintroduce toll gates in 38 points across the country. This is according to Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, speaking with members of the Senate Committee on Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, when he appeared before them in Abuja on Thursday. The minister said that the reintroduction of toll gates will commence after completion of major highways. He added that the toll collected would be used for maintenance of highways. Continuous delay of the commencement of deliberations on the 2018 budget will not be of any benefit to Nigerians. This is the opinion of Nigerians who were reacting to the report, quoting Senate as saying the failure of heads of ministries, departments and agencies to appear in the plenary may serve as a major challenge to speedy work on the 2018 appropriation bill. The people warned that any delay may mean hardship for the generality of Nigerians.
It will affect the whole system because of their absence there. The Senate, who's supposed to question them on what they have presented, will not talk to ghosts. It's human beings that they will talk to. So it is truly affecting the easy passage of the budget.
Interest has to play as well. Sometimes the agencies, some of them, they try to inflect their figures maybe for their own selfish interest. So when that is no longer feasible or is no longer favorable for them, there is this discrepancy between the government and the agencies. Once you begin to have that communication gap, once there is no correlation between the government and the House of Rep, the Senate, if there is no due consultation before the preparation of the budget, there is bound to be disagreement. And in essence, it's going to delay the passage of the budget. I think that's one of the reasons that led to this. Some agencies attending and some not attending.
It could be that they are not properly invited. So there is need to also hear from the people who were invited so that they can now excuse themselves if there's any need. Then, if there is no excuse, they should be reprimanded.
They should try to carry everybody along so that the budget will be passed on time for the benefit of the economy and we, the citizens.
Their cooperation matters more. If they cooperate, there won't be any delay.
Nigerians have blamed the poor performance of students in the just-released West African Senior School Certificate examinations on negligence of parents and influence of social media on our youths. In an interview in Abuja, the called on parents and guardians to help revive reading cultures in students by discouraging patronage of examination special centers for the adults and children.
Things can contribute to failures. One is failure on the part of the teachers, failure on the part of the students, and equally parents to some extent. Because if we don't have quality teachers, we can't produce quality students. What you don't have, you don't give.
Of reading. If students can read and write, there's no any way they can fail the exam. These students nowadays, they don't normally concentrate on their reading again because of many activities which they involve in the school. Like all these social media, they involve in themselves in the school. That is why they don't want to concentrate on their reading.
Federal government also, they are not doing well for the teachers. If they pay teacher very well, teacher will concentrate. And again, some of the teachers, they are not qualified. Give the teacher what they're supposed to give to them. From states, I pay half salaries, especially at this natural state. Then you go say they pay 20%. Instead of they pay you to take like maybe 50, 60,000, you give them 10,000, 6,000. They should pay them. Let some of them go back to training. Let them retrain them.
Most parents tend to overlook little things they need to do at home. When your child comes back from school, do you look at what he or she has done for the day, or you allow the child to sit all through the day watching movies?
Children, when they go to school, they no go read. They go to club. When the time for exam come, they will not carry money, go bribe the teacher. They will not pass them.
The GSM is not helping matters. They want to send a text message. Have they will write HVE. You, YOU, they will write you. Things like that can equally make students not to understand that there is difference between exams and chatting. They take what they chat on the phone and enter the exams. No teacher will mark you right.
The problem is partly from the parents and from the school system, because the school system, they cannot pay their teachers very well, but they charge exorbitant prices. And the government schools too are not well equipped. Let education budget be increased so that we can see the dividends in our schools.
West African Examination Council had on Wednesday said only about 26.01% of candidates obtained 5 credits, including English language and general mathematics, in the November-December 2017 examination. With the rising spate of insecurity, robbery, kidnapping and insurgency, Nigerians have expressed concerns about their safety, calling on government to do everything to stop illegal arms importation.
The thing I felt that can be possible in order to curb this menace is for the federal government to stop this political struggle for power.
No one can say the system they used to slot in the arms. But at the same time, I ascribe the blame to our customs. The custom officials, they are not sincere enough. You know, some use something like rice. When they are importing rice, they keep the arms under the rice. But if the people in charge of the borders, they are sincere enough, at least those things will be eradicated.
This year alone, we see how the customs have been intercepted with protection of guns. Up to today, we never heard of arresting anybody. So this is how the guns reach to commoners.
The government should make sure that they do everything perfectly to make sure such a thing stops.
We must have to check how those guns are being imported and who is importing them and from where, and let arrests be made.
This thing is government problem. They know what to do, but they fail to do it. They should do something. Arms is in their hand. Security is in their hand. So everything should be channeled to the present government. It hasn't been like this. Security agencies should do their work from the seaport where these arms comes in, from the land post where these arms come in. Customs and whatever, they should do their work properly.
Recently, the immigration intercepted a vehicle that came into this Nigeria with some set of guns. Where are these guns coming from? And who do you think that is capable of bringing in such arms into this country? It's still the politicians. What is their aim of bringing in these things? It's to achieve power, by all means.
Meanwhile, some Nigerians have said the directive by the Nigerian Army for her personnel to become multilingual and learn the 3 major languages in the country will help improve information sharing with civilians in the country. Speaking with Human Rights Radio in Abuja, they maintained that the move wouldn't have come in a better time because of the upsurge of security challenges. The Nigerian Army had ordered all personnel to learn the 3 major Nigerian languages, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, in 1 year to help enhance communication and intelligence gathering.
It will help to foster unity in the sense that if you go to an office, assuming you are a Yoruba man and the place you come is in Abuja here, they go there, they will be speaking Hausa and you cannot pick some words of Hausa, you will be a total stranger. Whether they talk good about you or not, you will feel cheated. You feel as if it's because of you they are speaking Hausa. Even if what they are speaking is of your well-being or your interest.
It is very, very, very important for the military to understand the 3 major languages. I was once a military man. I will use myself as a case study. When I was in the system, I don't hear any other language apart from my language. But when I was posted to Lagos, I was able to speak Yoruba. So for the militaries to understand other languages is, if they introduce this language from now, reading it in the book might somehow difficult for some people. But the time they transfer some people from one place to another, if you're in the midst of those people who speak that language, it will catch up easily.
Why it is greatly important to them is that this is the people will entrust our security in their hand. Army can go transfer from Meduguri to Abonima, from Meduguri to Abia, Umuahia, from Umuahia to Zamfara.
Me, as a person, I promote the idea of Wazobia language.
Speaking these 3 major languages is very, very important.
You are a minority and you are a soldier. Learning this language is an added advantage to you. You increase the number of languages of Nigeria you can speak.
As our major security agent, if the army chief now say all of them should go and learn this major, it's a very good arrangement.
It's very good, but how are they going to learn it? It's not better the government will make it compulsory in the school that you should have these 3 languages to your subject, as we are doing with English, Maths, and other language. Because after you recruit somebody whereby they are ready for operation or ready for work, you say they should go and learn languages. So there will be a bias, which much consecration will not be there, unless if they want to adopt system in a way that if they recruit them do their training program, they will include these languages to train them with the program.
And from there we'll take a short break, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome, my dear friends. Human Rights Radio. Your 100% effort is not good enough. Give me 101.1 effort.
Welcome back. And on the phone scene, Emmerson Mnangagwa has been officially sworn in as President of Zimbabwe. Opposition leaders and diplomats attended to hear the first address of Mnangagwa, who replaced Robert Mugabe after 37 years in power. Taking his oath of office, the 75-year-old former security chief vowed to uphold the constitution of the former British colony and protect the rights of all Zimbabwe's 16 million citizens. Mnangagwa becomes the 2nd president of Zimbabwe since its independence from white minority rule in 1980. And in sports, a court in Milan has sentenced Brazil international Robinho to 9 years in prison. The former Manchester City forward has been convicted of being one of 6 people involved in the assault of a 22-year-old woman at a nightclub on January 22nd, 2013. Robinho is currently with Atletico Mineiro and made his last appearance for the national team against Colombia in January. The club declined to comment on the sentence, stating they would only speak through the team's lawyers if necessary. That's the news this hour, but before we go, we'd like to remind you that the federal government is set to replace card readers ahead of 2019 elections. 35 states get fresh budget support loan from federal government. Another foreign scene, Emmerson Mnangagwa sworn in as Zimbabwe's president. And in sports, Brazil international sentenced to 9 years in prison for sexual assault. That's the news, but you can continue to follow us on our social media handle. Facebook is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. You can also tweet at us at H Rights Radio. Thank you for listening. My name is Oikike Igado Kure.